I have this wish. I wish you happiness. I wish for everyone to be happy. And most of all, I wish that my mind finally reaches a place where I can spontaneously appear wherever someone wishes to be happy. And together, we do what it takes to be forever happy and in love with every single living being. Bring to mind someone you love. See the beautiful vision of them smiling, overflowing with happiness and love for you. They sit near you, smiling at you with a gleam of light pouring out of their eyes, like sunshine glistening atop the ocean. All around you are sunlit golden waters, flowing as you both sit under the great blue infinite sky. Feel their open heart beating with joy. Listen closely to the rhythm of your hearts together singing delightful sounds. The vibration awakens very subtle prana within. It appears like crystal clear liquid light passing from heart to heart. And from your hearts prana ripples joy throughout the golden waters. A radiant light emits throughout the universe. You can see billions of living beings basking in the light of your love. They smile, and the smile on your face gets bigger and bigger. Just be content to sit and be happy with someone you love, sharing secrets of the heart, watching your happiness spread in the world. Make a wish for the one sitting with you now, that they stay close to you always and they remain happy. And you'll do whatever it takes to see them happy all the time. From this moment until the day I reach the inner heart of enlightenment, I promise to keep the wish that every living being is free of suffering forever. I swear I would rather give up my life than ever give up the wish to bring all living beings to happiness. There are so many things I wish to share with you today, but my heart keeps telling me, just share the love I have for you, which truly no words can express. But I shall try to describe a kind of love that is limitless. It is the essence of my life, and I'm nothing without love. And I am nothing without you. You rise as the sun every day in my heart. There is always so much I want to tell you. This retreat is the love I carry for you every step of the way. Please stay. I have this great wish that we journey together to a place where there is no more suffering and only happiness. And we can get there soon, this life, if we keep helping each other help save others too. There is a verse in the New Testament of the Bible, in Corinthians, as St. Paul speaks to the people of the community to encourage them to love and to have more generosity. And I share that with you. Excellence of the gift of love. Set your mind on the higher gifts. Now I will show you the way, which surpasses all the others. If I speak with human tongues, and angelic as well, but do not have love, I am no more than a noisy gong, a clanging cymbal. And if I have the gift of prophecy, and with full knowledge penetrate all mysteries, and have all the faith necessary to move mountains, but have not love, I am nothing. If I give everything I have to feed the poor, and I am without love, it will do me no good, and I gain nothing. Love is always kind. Love is not prone to anger. Love does not rejoice in what is wrong, but rejoices with the truth. There is no limit to love's forbearance, to its trust, its hope, its power to endure. Love never fails. Love never comes to an end. Prophecies will cease, tongues will be silent, and knowledge will pass away. Our knowledge is imperfect, but once perfection comes with love, all imperfect things will be done away with. There are in the end three things that last: faith, hope, and love. And the greatest of these is love. The word love brings many images to our minds depending on how vast that emotion is in our hearts. Does it stir compassion or arouse devotion? Maybe it motivates an act of kindness or increases a desire for someone you long to share your life with, and so on. Whatever comes to you when you focus on loving others, use it as a path to create more love in the world. There is a connection between giving love and seeing happiness within and around you all the time. Start expanding your capacity to love by getting rid of the distance between you and one person you're not close to now. Give more and your love will multiply day after day, life after life. It takes a long time to develop love for someone you never met yet. First, find more love in this life. Just to like those you meet and be sensitive not to harm them. You start with small ways, you move on to the big stuff. Then one day you will lead all to highest happiness of enlightenment. And that's a big leap of the heart. Love is always lurking in our hearts. It's there. It's like a shadow following our desires as we seek the things we believe will make us happy. It's often caught between ignorant dislikes and likes. Once we find our heart's desire, if it isn't obtained with the wisdom of how things truly come to us, and a love that others have some happiness too, then in the end, once we get our hands or heart on something or someone we love, it slips out of our hands in the blink of an eye, as a shadow ends when the darkness comes. I may ramble on, using bits and pieces from a multitude of scriptures that I recall speak about love, compassion, the big wish to reach enlightenment, to truly help others be happy, find everlasting happiness yourself. So open with a listening heart. This retreat has been a dance of struggles, with greatest joys, choreographed lifetimes ago, to a symphony composed of breath, mantra, tears, laughs, winds, stillness, dust, clarity, clouds, sunshine, the tiniest flowers, dying trees, and new life. All a horizon of space colored by the spectrum of emotion. I sip on drops of tears quietly rolling down my face, trickling into an ocean filled with the pain of others. Breath pierces pockets of prana ready to awaken. Winds shatter the barricade around my heart. Crashes of echoes carry the terrible things I have done to others. Endless cadence of sadness at a peak. A delicate awareness. Stillness. Blasting a dust of truth, the unkindness I have to see clouds waiting to cry. Clarity. Sparks of sunlight break through the horizon. A mantra of hope is the love I have. pearls of tears subside, longing for happiness. And the greatest mistake of all, a mind that turns things around in the wrong way. Begin with relentless compassion. Love will always take you higher. Then the song ends either with a grace of commitment and determination, I can do this and I shall. Or it crashes to the depths of despair. Can I do this when I struggle in my life? Over and over each day, chock full of surprise emotions, and at the end of the day, a prayer for love to always come. Emotion comes easily when you're in a subtle state of mind, not distracted necessarily by outer forms directly, but rather you sense the physical environment as a very subtle shift occurring in your heart. The winds propel the recollection of someone you love, and you feel their suffering. Then many people and creatures come to your mind like a wave, and you feel their pains. And you see the things you've done to bring a vision of pain or joy. The moment you feel an emotion of pain or happiness, you're very aware of the deeds you have done to feel a certain way. Because you are what you see in the desert alone in retreat. You can make the connection between what is going on in your body, environment, or your mind, and in the lives of those you love. You know that you have to do something to stop any pain they may have and increase their joy, taking a personal responsibility to do something. Usually it starts with a prayer, because at the moment you make a connection, you are very lost in the sadness. The prayer starts to form and begins to take you out of the crying for yourself. The emotion came as you experience something painful yourself, then the realization of others you love having some pain, or others that you do not even know, you can see how they are suffering in the same way you are at that moment. Once you make a decision to do something about it, the compassion starts to rise. You step out of the sadness, the tears subside, and compassion gives you a sense of resolve, empowers you deep in your heart to now do something that will change the suffering of others. Meditations bring to light the process of how to open the heart. You recall what triggered an emotion, which in turn opened up a place for you to think of others. Something happened in your day that turned your mind to think of others, out of a moment which you yourself were suffering, and you cry, and you make a decision to do something. The compassion starts to flow, and then hopefully you can continue to use that experience to trigger more compassion, and as well get some prana flowing into the central channel during a meditation and open the heart more and more and more and more. But you have to keep working at it, because it closes back up very quickly, the heart chakra, and easily, and it's very difficult to get into the heart chakra during meditation. The knots are like a fence that keeps you out. Sometimes I use the experience for weeks as a preliminary to get into the heart, because I know it has the personal power to get me in. Something touched me due to what I have done before, the harm I have done to others, or the love I have given to others. And then I see something ripening now in my world, in my body, and I can get into the heart by seeing others who are suffering because of what I have done. And now it's time to shake up the world and stop doing those things that harm and do more of the things that love. And all this starts to come to life through the meditations. and the world starts to shift a little day by day, all on the mountaintop amidst the dawns and brilliant blue sky. Amazing things can happen when you hurt the most or having difficult times. Don't be afraid to stay with the emotion when something hits you strong. There are times when I wish, and all I wish to do in a moment of pain is to take on the pain of others who are suffering a zillion times more than I. Please, I beg you, please give me your pain. I can take your suffering. I am here for you. Usually I direct it to someone that may be suffering in the way I experience the current appearance of pain. The pain subsides. Then I realized it was the angel in disguise, just trying to open my heart. And she is still doing it, even in the middle of a meditation, when deep inside something hurts and I snap out of concentration and cry for a moment. She is there. And first comes a wish. At that time, when your concentration breaks and you can't even meditate, a wish that I do not waste this time here. So many have invested in this retreat. I am pulled out of a meditation over a small rise of heat, or a tiny twinge in the neck, or a finger that's numb, etc. All trivial compared to a world of suffering. Then I recall how fortunate I am to be here, and appreciate where the pain came from, knowing exactly what I have done to have it bless my day. I make a fervent prayer of commitment to others. I swear I will help you. I swear to give up my life for you. A promise such as that stops the selfish dreams. And a hope comes that I can always be this happy to take on the suffering of every single being that has ever had the slightest pain up to the moment of death. May I take it all upon myself now and let the rush of tears fall if that is the only way I can remember that others are suffering a zillion times more than I. The next day is usually a good one till I need the reminder again. A roller coaster of sweat, tears, and joy, all in a room where no one stands but me, the one who creates the world of happiness or suffering for every single being. When something happens that throws you into a whirlwind of emotion, if you let it carry on in a useless way, meaning not towards the thought of others, then it may take you too long to get back on track in your meditations. You have to use the emotion to open your heart. But you have to make that leap very quickly, otherwise you are caught up in tying the knots of the side channels around your heart more and more tight. Like when something is on your conscience. That's why you do a confession to your heart lama in meditation preliminaries. You can notice the small changes in emotion when the mind is generally quiet, at least quiet from the ways of the city and such. There seems to be less outer distractions in a retreat, but the inner noise gets louder. So in a way, you may feel more disturbed by sensations when it's quiet, more distracted by the inner passage of emotions. You notice them more. This is good, as it gives you the time then to work them out, to start cutting away at the root of things that disqualify you from having a loving feeling that can open your heart, or from experiencing some intellectual understanding of why you are in the world you are in. The reflections of the karmic paths you treaded upon in the past that brought you to the karmic result today are more clear in the subtle winds of retreat. But the most fascinating thing is when you're sensitive to where the winds are traveling and not traveling in your body. You can sense the grasping you are doing with the mind, the misperceptions you hold on to of people and things, and you could see that it grows and grows and grows if you don't do something to cut it. Sometimes it may be just a dance, a beautiful heart-opening dance that you move through each chakra and open them with expressions of love, starting from a place of knowing you are trapped in misperceptions. You dance not knowing what will arise. You just move. You try to flow and get each part of the body you feel tension or agitation or any sensation at all, actually. You may experience an opening in your body and use that to inspire other places of the outer and inner body to open. You untie the grasping, you dissolve the misperceptions and just move and not think. Just let the expressions travel through the body and the breath, and the mind makes a shift without pushing, without dwelling in the grasping. So it's really important to still the mind to a place where emotions are not flying around too much for too long. Having a way to creatively express the emotions is important. I sing phrases of things often when the heart is crying or in a deep devotion when it feels the joy. Painting, dance, yoga, and as my Lama has been pushing me to do, and now I just love it, is getting my hands in the dirt and playing with the flowers and the rocks. And lately I love feeding the ants. They work very hard gathering building supplies and food, and it's amazing to help them. Anyway, emotions will give you energy for a deep meditation on love, or it may drain your opportunity for a deep meditation of love or seeing emptiness directly. But the wish to help others is the life force of this retreat, as it should be for every day, no matter where you are. So call up the wish in your heart, the wish to end the suffering of someone you know. Let your mind go to them and hold their hand as you listen to this teaching. They need you. Make a commitment to learn something today that will really help them. What would happen if only love was in your heart and not a single dislike for anyone, or never again ignoring others? The world you experience now would shift drastically. Just to imagine yourself being a person who only loves will actually purify your world. Love is the reason you help others. It is the reason you are devoted to anyone, all because you love them. Start with one person you really love. Gradually, the circle of love increases till it's all living beings. There are great meditations and prayers that form the wish in your heart, Munsen, and eventually it'll bring the wish in the form of action, Juksen, and you can help them then as a bodhisattva. The wish, bodhicitta. Definition of the wish for enlightenment by Maitreya. Semke Pani Shendun Cher Yangdak Zokpe Janchu Du. The wish to become totally enlightened for the benefit of all living beings. Bodhicitta is a state of mind that wishes with a desire to become enlightened because you love others so much you want to serve all living beings. Bodhi means enlightenment. Chitta is your mind. It's a mind that desires to help others. Out of concern for others, you wish to reach a state of an enlightened being to serve them, It's an ultimate kind of love that has the capacity to give others what they need. There's two kinds of semke, bodhicitta, wish for enlightenment. The deceptive form of the wish for enlightenment, kunzop semke, is the intention to reach total enlightenment and take other people there too, so they do not have to suffer anymore. We live in a deceptive reality, where the appearance of things misleads us, and when the thought to help someone pops up in your mind, that person you think of is a mental image of someone suffering. The reason they appear suffering is because of all the unloving deeds you did in the past. Deceptive bodhicitta focuses on someone with a wish to help them based on a belief that the person you're trying to help has some suffering nature that doesn't come from your own projection. It's a perception of suffering that comes from harming others. Even when you see really sweet angels in your life, they come from mental seeds rising from all the beautiful love, unwavering devotion you offered in the past. Deceptive reality misinforms, and we take actions that barely help others. But it's what you have, and it's what you must work with. It's what you have, and it's what you must work with. But there is no person to help that has any nature in and of itself, and there is no self-existent freedom from suffering you can take them to. When you see someone suffering appear, you help, and your help is needed because your projections made the pain come to life. It is real, and they are suffering. The wish that you have, while you're still working on the wish, and not the actual wish, which you develop through practice. The ultimate form of the wish for enlightenment, Dundam Semke, is the direct perception of ultimate reality. You see, bodhicitta focuses love towards others and living beings, and they are not ultimate reality, they are deceptive reality. Until you are enlightened, when you're in the direct perception of emptiness, you cannot see the people you love. You cannot be aware of any other object. So where is the compassion to help others when you are in a state of perceiving emptiness, perceiving ultimate reality? How is love related to a perception of ultimate reality? The deceptive form of the wish is being kind to other people with an appreciation of their emptiness. Serving others, understanding they do not have any nature of their own. That is the essence of your desire. The reason you can help anyone is because you label them as someone to care for and help. If they didn't exist through this label, then you couldn't help them. You identify a being that needs help, you label the problem, and due to your deceptive wish, you're driven to accomplish the ultimate wish. Once you know the truth of suffering, because you've seen ultimate reality directly, you'll want to do nothing else but help others find happiness. When you achieve the state of mind, Dundam Semke, ultimate bodhicitta, direct perception of emptiness, if you do it under the constant influence of the wish, then your heart will bathe in love. And moments after you see emptiness directly, you will have an experience of ultimate love. Due to your perception of ultimate reality, your heart chakra opens all the way. And when you come down from that meditation, you have a vision of every single living being at one time, and you know you will help them, and you dedicate your life in the service of others. Arya Nagarjuna says, in The String of Precious Jewels, if you hope to see yourself and all the world as well reach that highest enlightenment, then you must make its root your wish for enlightenment, as unshakable as the king, the lord of every mountain. Great compassion is the cause for total enlightenment and for the root cause of the baby bodhisattva. There are three kinds of compassion, all from the same seed of giving love during different stages of your development of your heart till you get enlightened. 1. At the beginning, as compassion designs the garden with seeds that are rooted in the initial growth of the wish for enlightenment, because you understand that all living beings are suffering. 2. The compassion which urges you to begin practicing the activities of a bodhisattva once you have already developed the wish, and through intense study of wisdom you trigger the perception of emptiness, is what waters and nourishes the state of mind with the desire to reach total enlightenment, to fulfill the needs of others and your own needs. 3. The compassion that flowers into the unique motivation you have once enlightened, that all living beings can enjoy, as you teach them how to find the same potential within them to create the mind and body of an angel. To have love, and only love, first comes surrender to great compassion. Then, driven by this compassion, you develop the wish for highest enlightenment. Finally, you develop a expertise in the activities of a warrior saint, and insight into the wisdom that pursues emptiness directly. The desire to reach enlightenment for the purpose of helping others wouldn't be possible without the understanding of how suffering comes, and how it can end, and how to obtain everlasting happiness. That desire, that wish, is the aspiration to achieve a body and mind that can truly do something to end suffering. The desire urges the mind to move towards others under the intellectual understanding of emptiness, and then eventually it brings on the ultimate form of the wish to make it happen. Otherwise, you cannot reach the place where you can help anyone. Without the direct perception of ultimate reality, you could wish for years, for lifetimes, and not much would happen. If you appreciate the truth, why you see suffering or loving people in your life, all a reflection of your kindness and unkindness, the more you understand the part you play in the world you experience, the closer you get to changing the world, and the universe becomes a realm of potential. The opportunity to be able to work on changing the universe from the time you spend in a physical asana, dance, meditation, hands-on, it's extraordinary. The deceptive form of bodhicitta operates in a deceptive reality, which is all we have to begin tweaking the reality by understanding ultimate reality, emptiness, with love in your heart. Then the day becomes a magical garden to cultivate extraordinary flowers. The great wish is a mind that interacts with others, believing you have a capacity to make a difference in their life. It's a confidence you have something to offer. It's one thing to help others, but to really have something to offer is beautiful. Think of ways to help with divine pride, that you have the body and mind of an angel already. Practices that engage in deceptive reality and understanding the ultimate form of bodhicitta at the same time can begin to dissolve the line between yourself and others, and dispel the myth of a self-existent me and a self-existent other. Realize the me is not there the way you think it is. Me is dependent on how I take care of you. Since me and you are changing things, we can change our relationship to each other. Me depends on you completely. I am attached to you through a sense of love or a mental affliction. Not wanting to end something that'll not last forever. We are attached to our mental afflictions. It gives us our identity. I mean, it defines the me. That is why it is so hard to release them forever, our mental afflictions. It defines me. And my love and my mental afflictions define my perception of you. And why it takes the view of emptiness directly to accomplish finally destroying and ending our negative thoughts. We become me through the people and the living creatures we love. If you take those in your life you love now, who are a part of you, someone you would do anything for, just as you would do for yourself, like a parent towards a child. The child is an extension of the me of the parent. And if you take care of others as if the child was in your own skin, can you imagine all the people and the animals and the things around you are like your skin? Any object you claim to be your own, like your home. Your home is an extension of you. You would do anything to keep it. It is your skin. It is like the outermost part of what you call you. If you hold on dearly to your home, for sure you love it. Or you're looking for a new one to define the new you hope to be. As goes the objects and the people in your life. The view of you also extends in time to the future self that doesn't exist yet. It extends backwards to the past self that's totally gone. This me that we hold on to is a concept we grasp to, and it never can exist in the way we believe. This me hurts. This me keeps me doing the craziest things that never work ultimately to make your future happy or anyone happy. You can get used to any way of seeing yourself or another if you bring it to mind repeatedly. I mean, how long did it take you to get used to seeing your body get older? You can get used to seeing you and others in any way by increasing your understanding and logic. Master Shantideva gives understanding to how we can define the boundary between self and others differently. It's not really a decision, the way we can define our boundaries. We are used to seeing our distance between self and others because we are used to it. And he explains it's habituation, and you can get used to seeing the line between self and others in a different way. But the view must come from seeds planted through the practice of sugarcane bodhicitta, which is an artificial love in a deceptive reality. It's like you're faking kindness. You're pretending. But just as the creation stage works, sugarcane bodhicitta plants the seeds for the projection later to see others as you. The sutra that urges us to take personal responsibility says, the outer skin of the sugarcane has no essence. The taste that makes us happy lies on the inside. A person who spends their time eating the husk never finds the sweetness. Talking about it is like the outer skin. The real thought is like the taste. It's like others still remain outside of us, like an outer skin, till you can taste as they taste. You are just pretending. You won't have to force the idea that others are a part of you once you can taste as they taste. But just as now, just like now, you don't have to pretend your hand is a part of you. do you? You're used to seeing your hand as you. You will never enjoy the sweetness of bodhicitta, spending a life just touching the surface of love. If you can get to a point where love is not artificial anymore, and you are not just talking about the ways you can have great compassion, rather you are compassion to the core, with every thought is love for others. Your practice then flops over to a karmic projection, and you no longer will experience a difference between me and you. Plant seeds pretending, water them, and get used to love. Shantideva suggests, why can't you think of the bodies of other people as being yourself? Decide that the bodies of others are your own body too. So in the sense of how well you cherish your own life and body, you can cherish the life and bodies of another. You have limitless potential and amazing capacity. Cherish other people the way you cherish yourself, and thereby destroy your own self-cherishing. It's beautiful, right? Self-cherishing is when the thought of me, is stronger than the thought of you, you. Which is the craziest of all thoughts, because me wouldn't be me without you. It's the greatest deception that we carry out all day long, thinking I could care for me, that I could even cherish me without caring more for you. The greatest deception we carry out all day long, because the only way I can have an ability to care at all, whether for you or for me, is from the imprint of taking care of others. The distinction the mind makes between me and you is so strong that even though it's an illogical premise, we grasp to it, and it takes control of the love we have in the heart, and it ties it in knots, killing you, killing others. So keep yourself cherishing. Don't fight your instincts. Just make the object of self-cherishing bigger. A self that is everybody. Don't fight desires to cherish. Just expand them. Become a person who cherishes all life, just as you do one life. It is not that it is wrong to cherish ourselves. We are one of all living beings. We should cherish our life equal to the way we cherish others, no more but no less. Taking care of others automatically takes care of ourselves in an ultimate way. Self-cherishing is just a result of Dak-Zen, grasping to a self-existent me, coming from my own side, believing I can live without helping others live. If there were no Dak-Zen, the thought of others would always come first, and self-cherishing wouldn't exist. So, embrace what I experience. Depends on taking care of you. Just embrace that thought. What I experience depends on taking care of you. Discard the habit of caring for yourself only. Learn to take on every other being. Gather goodness and happiness in life. And it all occurs during the process of perceiving a relationship between the self and others, and doing actions due to that connection. Therefore, if the line between me and you is defined differently, then the process of the karmic path changes. The duality of the side channels, which is why you experience others as separate from you. The side channels will then become overpowered by cherishing others first. And then self-cherishing disappears, and emotionally it feels right to take care of others first. It will not be a stretch. If you truly understand all you are is due to the ways that you relate to others, in that sense they are you. In this way there is no duality between you and others. You can't collect karma for them. You are a separate mind stream, but they are you. Get used to living in the light of love while in deceptive reality. You just interject an intellectual understanding of emptiness. Start extending the view of me to include one other person, then another person, then another. Like a large family you carry with you wherever you go, no matter who you see. And I'm not talking blood family. It's like a family that appears no matter what space you're in and who is in that space with you. And once enough virtue is gathered, you'll have such a vision of love. Start loving more people with a commitment of compassion that wants to take their pain. When you have more attraction to people, you usually do not connect with. Like suddenly you'll be more attracted to people that you have never even either noticed before or that you have disliked before, and you can start feeling this attraction. You actually like them. Your dislikes just start to dissolve, and your kindness spreads to people you never would have been kind to before. Then you're getting close. So every once in a while, just step into a crowded room, a subway, a street, and see the light of your heart. Reach out to everyone there. Let a love flow from your heart. Just take a moment, take time out of your day, and think about loving everyone. Not about yourself or your mental affliction, but just simply loving. How about simply liking everyone you see in the place where you stand? Get used to liking everyone you see around you all the time. Be practical. Think logically. Try to feel how others are me. When someone is near, recall they're not separate from me in the way that they appear. They have their own body and mind, yes, but they appear in a particular way due to the goodness or the negative things that you've done in the past. They're not separate from you based on how kind or unkind you have been. And one of the kindest things others have done for you has been your mother in the past. The beautiful practice, recognizing and getting used to a possibility they've been your mother in another life countless times. The way a mother cares for a child, so has every living being done that for you. What could you do to repay their kindness? The kindest thing you could do for anyone is to help them find a way out of suffering by teaching the truth of kindness and flourish them with sweet offerings all the time. Just take responsibility to do it, no matter what, till you reach the body of an angel that you can serve many at one time. Start with one, then two, then three. Rangni si sorlungwa ji shindu margir jowa kunkyang den jorwa tongne jowa jowe kyukirwe janchu semcho jongpa jingi lo. I have slipped and fallen into the sea of this suffering life. Bless me to see that every living being, everyone my own mother, has fallen into. Grant me then to practice this highest wish for enlightenment, to take on myself the task of freeing them all. Everyone experiences suffering like me. They're in pain and want happiness just as I do. We've slipped and fallen into the sea of the suffering life. We are all in the same boat going down. We are not alone. I want to help my mother stop drowning in the ocean of continuous waves of birth, sickness, death, and I cannot do it very well. until I am enlightened. Therefore, I must reach a body of light for the benefit of my mothers. Then I can teach them perfectly how to remove all the suffering and find all the happiness. The suffering of those who have been my mother in some life is infinite. And I am only one, and others are countless. You gave me life and unbelievable kindness. I must repay you. It is not enough to wish. Action must be taken with the personal responsibility to do it. Lama, grant me then to practice this highest wish for enlightenment and to take on myself the task of freeing them all. Bless me to see clearly that the wish itself is not enough. Grant me then a fierce resolve to engage in actions of love and stop harmful ways, and to gather only goodness, helping others by giving them all the material assistance they need, the protection, the love, and to teach them all the Dharma that I can, and not get upset, but to keep joyful in my efforts, and to gain concentration and to understand wisdom, and I then benefit others. Whenever anyone comes to mind, especially when I'm alone on a mountain, the thoughts of people I love and the thoughts of those I will soon meet come to mind out of nowhere. It's beautiful. It's beautiful to walk around this mandala looking for the smallest flower and sit and offer it and watch the world become a paradise due to just this small act of offering. A gift of love and thanks for all the kindness that has come to me from all my mothers. Not only has infinite beings been your mother, they were your lover, your enemy, or anything in between in some other life. If you could love everyone like a lover, madly in love with them, not sexually, please, but a kind of love where you gaze into their eyes and you want to do anything to see them happy. You want to give a gift that would make them very pleased. What if you have lived infinite lives and everyone at some point has been your lover, your mother, and your enemy? It's crazy why we can't love everyone. I know it's not easy to accept everyone has been everything to you countless times and given you everything countless times. If you don't believe in past lives, still, try to consider the people you currently meet. You know, the ones you meet and then you get this feeling like, oh, haven't I met you before somewhere? You seem so familiar to me. I mean, think of how many people you meet are the archetype of the person who you treated unkindly last year, or the archetype of the person you were in love with last year. Where would you stop? I mean, how could you draw a line to those you may have met before and those you have not? I mean, it's infinite. Instead of separating yourself from others, looking at them standing in front of you by some random chance, wonder instead, what have I done to bring them here at this moment, in the same space and time as I stand here? Break down the line between yourself and others, little by little. If they come to you from past deeds, then how you act in the moment will make all the difference in the world, because soon the present moment will be the past, and another person will be in front of you in the future because of what you do in the present. No matter what someone does, who they are and so forth, how you respond is everything. It will create the world you experience tomorrow. And once you break down the line between yourself and others, then the world you experience will no longer have the timeline between your deeds and the result of your endeavors. Eventually, you experience your current actions as a vibration that is shifting the universe as you do them. When your concentration is clear and working at the level of the mechanism, you no longer have to wait eons for your karma to bounce back in the reflection of a mirror. The world becomes exactly what you are doing in that exact moment. It's amazing. You then have the capacity to watch the deeds you do perpetuating themselves in a measureless goodness that never, ever wears out. Thoughts are immediately sent out on infinite waves across the universe, changing the world as you speak, as you think, as you do. This is something I experienced very strongly during a long retreat such as 3 years. Connecting everything I do to benefit others requires extraordinary intention to develop bodhicitta, since there are no apparent people around. I mean, first of all, I have to say, I am doing this retreat especially for you. The capacity of the mind is infinite. The potential of the heart to care about others when you do not see anyone for months is amazing. It's amazing. Our view is generally very small. We have a limitation of dealing with very few people in the day, but there are infinite worlds, infinite beings, and when you begin to extend your emotion to all beings, you see more than one planet full of beings to love. Retreat involves mostly meditation. So what does meditation have to do with loving others and helping them? You have to think, you have to wonder. On one hand, you can say it is the field of living beings that will come soon, those whom I will help reach happiness. But does that mean there is no one being helped during the moment I am in meditation? In meditation, the line between your body of flesh and blood and that kind of a body that belongs to others is erased. You are connecting in a different reality. As we just talked about, the timeline is deactivated, so it's possible that someone can experience your love at the same moment you are meditating. How? Understand the heart chakra opens completely, and when it does, you are not limited, and you can be aware of the present moment, but at the same time be aware of things that will happen hundreds of years from now, and you see them directly. You are not limited in how many things you can see at the same time, and you are also not limited in time itself. So how do you stay in love with others when you don't see them? How do you keep the intention strong in your mind when you wake up and there is nowhere to go to serve others but in your heart? Your mind becomes very strong as you try to connect with others when they seem not to appear in front of you. Focusing your mind on others when they are not present requires a great amount of effort. Some days are hard, and some days have deep, short periods of a few minutes of feeling great contentment and a feeling of being at peace with the world and feeling like I love everybody. Then you can imagine being the person who takes care of every single living being on the planet and remain energized about the big picture, because inevitably you are destined to take care of all beings personally. And it's beautiful to have your mind full of love for others when you don't see them in front of you. And we all know it's hard to have a heart full of love when you do see them. But at least when they are there in front of you, your emotions are challenged and you have something to work with. But when they are not visible, the emotion must come from within. As well, you need to examine the thoughts you have and actions you do, because there is no speaking except in prayer. So examine with the part of your mind that watches the mind, checking to see what you are thinking or doing has any good quality that will bring others happiness. It's a watchfulness in and out of meditation, same skill. So how does that kind of awareness bring happiness to others when no one is there? in your life, in the moment, you stand in a room full of people. And the things you see and the people you look upon all have come from past actions and thoughts, right? So how are you helping them in the moment? They came from the past. The experience, the event that you're experiencing came from the past. And you have no control over what is happening in the moment. But you're standing in the room full of those people. And they are saying something unkind to you. And at that moment, how can you help them? You have tried to speak unkind words back sometimes. That didn't help. You tried to speak kind words back, and they still said unkind words to you. Then you try to ignore or walk away. And you don't listen to what they're saying. And you just carry on whatever it was you were doing, or walk away. But none of these things seem to help. Always. In the current moment. When you realize there is nothing you can do in the moment to stop them from saying something unkind to you, what do? Once you understand the field of seeds in your mind, you begin to garden. And the garden is in the mind. The field is all sentient beings there are in front of you, or not there in front of you. You see? It's the same garden design, different action. There is no limit to love. You can do anything if you have love. Where is love when you focus on your breath in a preliminary to meditation? Do you wake in the morning and think, today, for the purpose of helping others, I shall breathe? For the benefit of others, I shall eat, sleep, go to work, live, reach enlightenment. Motivation. I'll do it for others. Here are 4 attitudes of the extraordinary motivation to live a life helping others be happy. A way of thinking that will create a world of love. Maitri, Karuna, Mudita, Upeksha. The limitless, infinite 4 immeasurable ways to love. Semeshi. The object of motivation and practice is all living beings who are beyond count. Limitless beings you can't measure. May all living beings be freed from attachment to those who are close to them and dislike for those who are far. Limitless prayer of equanimity. Upeksha. If equally you help every single living being, Semsen Tamche, without a biased judgment, you direct all your thoughts of love equally. And then may they find exceptional happiness. The limitless prayer of love, Maitri, the giving of loving kindness, desire that others be happy by taking the path to reach the bliss of total enlightenment. And may they escape the unbearable sea of pain. That's the limitless prayer of compassion, Karuna, the desire that every living being does not have to stay in the pain of this suffering cycle of life. And never be without the highest happiness, the happiness of freedom, the limitless prayer of joy, Mudita, desire that they find a higher happiness of liberation, to think how nice it would be when they all attain that happiness once they reach enlightenment. I swear, I will reach the state of a fully enlightened Buddha to do this. Infinite compassion, Ningje Seme, Karuna. May all beings be free of suffering and the causes of suffering. The causes of suffering are the killer. It's one thing to see and ease current pain someone feels. This we try to do often. Seeing someone you love in pain, you try to do anything to help the pain go away. The difficulty is you realize, hopefully you realize, it doesn't always work. There is no remedy of medicine or healing program that is a guarantee to help. but you still must implement the care in whatever way you can, letting compassion tenderly give them what they want. Embrace the feeling in your heart to help living beings be free from suffering they experience now, but acknowledge the truth that pain is due to actions and such of the past. And to help them be truly free, you teach and practice how to stop creating more suffering in the future. Infinite compassion is this decision to remove the pain of every living being by yourself, if need be, to stop pain from coming life after life after life, to stop the pain you experience. You do meditations and movement practices, etc., to open the inner channels and chakra knots and to enter into a deep state of love that wishes to help others and yourself reach deathlessness. Ningje, Karuna, is the Lord of all holy thoughts. It's the Lord of your heart. The desire to help others that stays in your heart once it has entered. The highest form of compassion is to recognize all living beings on every planet are suffering alike, trapped in the spokes of the wheel of life, spinning in pain. You let your heart try and stop the actions, thoughts, and words spoken that keep the knots tight at the heart, choking, killing. The practice of Tonglen, giving and taking, using a breath of compassion to take away the pain of other people and to give them all happiness, is a very special pranayama practice during meditations, and you could do it during your movement exercises. You take away other people's pain while breathing. You make contact with anyone in a place of pain and sing to them, teach them higher songs of love in this life or the next. Infinite loving kindness, love. Jampa Seme, Maitri. Loving kindness connects people to happiness. It's a wish all beings reach every possible happiness, and the love you give guides all living creatures to make contact with something that'll make them happy. Infinite kindness is a desire, deciding that I myself will bring all living beings to happiness, even if no one else wants to help me. But please help me. I need you. Anyway, just imagine you're at work, making sure coworkers were happy throughout the day. All day you're just invested to make other people happy, because you know a drop of love can change the world. Motivation of a spiritual practice is to bring happiness to others. With that motivation, obstacles in practice will decrease. Any endeavor just to make your own life happier reeks of failure. The universe is limitless. There are zillions of planets with suffering beings waiting for you. There is no shortage of living beings you can dedicate a practice of helping others. You'll have an extraordinary body of clear, living crystal light and be able to simultaneously appear before billions of other living creatures and help them. It's a love that desires to make sure someone is happy. It's the greatest gift you can give. Every living being will one day make every effort to help others be happy. They'll appear in any form to make that happen. And the infinite kindness you bestow is helping someone meet that dream. And that's the meaning of Maitri here. The glorious seed for loving kindness is in your heart and will come to flower soon. Uplift your practice with joyful determination to help others find happiness. Stop worrying about yourself. Really. You're the threshold of the door while you hear these teachings. Open the door and let others in. In time, you will be there for infinite beings and you will make them happy. Maitri and Karuna are two forms of love. One grants all wishes and one removes all pain. The highest way to gain this capacity is through meditation, where you see ultimate reality directly. and you destroy your negative emotions forever, and your heart is open to love and serve others. You've got to meditate. You've got to see emptiness directly. Infinite joy. Gawa Senu, Mudita. Once you realize ultimate happiness is serving others, helping them not suffer and find happiness, you seek to reach the highest state to achieve this capacity without any blockers. Reaching enlightenment yourself to gain wisdom of what each living creature needs. Finally, the joy of freedom from suffering forever is that all reach enlightenment. The joy of helping others reach this high goal of enlightenment. Help them depending on their level of faith, and their level of belief in this life. Listen to where they are at, and you will know how to help them. Mudita is a joy of reaching higher happiness, and the joy of bringing others to a place of ultimate happiness forever. Total enlightenment is your infinite joy. And infinite joy is the decision to bring all living beings to a higher form of happiness, where they can actually help and serve countless other people. Using joy, using mudita, to reach bliss. Gawa, degrees of bliss experienced if you open the central channel of the inner body. Joy in the four immeasurable forms of emotion is Seme-shi. It's not enough to help the sick. It's not enough to feed the hungry. Just taking care of the body they are going to lose anyway. You see, it's not enough to make people comfortable or happy in the short term, but you do, and it's good to do, and you should do it every day. But once you understand the truth of suffering, the pending death of countless beings in front of you, you see it, you experience it, you'll want to do something more. And you make great effort to become a being who can serve every creature in the whole universe in one moment. And this is joy. Emotions of compassion and loving kindness, wanting to give happiness and take away suffering, is nothing without the emotion of joy. And joy doesn't mean a happy emotion. It's a specific state of mind. May all beings possess the highest happiness. And the wish to do it for everyone is your equanimity. Infinite equanimity. Tangyom Senu, Upeksha. To treat all beings without distinction. It's not dividing living beings into those you like, you treat the best, and those you dislike, you treat badly, and those that you don't even notice get no treatment at all. They just get ignored. It's a wish that people, it's also a wish that people treat each other with equanimity. It is unique to think about all living beings equally. It really is. You know? Especially in regards to how you will help them. You help all beings equally. Helping them is teaching them, but mostly by example. You teach how you act. You teach them to be free of bias and prejudice towards those they love and those they don't. Infinite equanimity is the decision to help everybody. Equanimity begins with avoiding extremes of feelings, feelings that take us off the track of love. Learn to keep your feelings in balance, whether something feels good or whether it hurts. Upeksha, whether something is painful or pleasant. Particularly in regard to our practice, we maintain equanimity, balance of feelings. Upeksha refers to acting with equanimity to people we like and don't like. People we like make us feel good, people we don't like make us feel bad, and when someone is doing something that is unkind, equanimity doesn't mean that you should see the action as a kind action. It's unkind to hurt someone else. But that unkind person came to you just as the kind person came to you. Equally, they have been created from seeds in your mind, planted by unkind and kind deeds. Equanimity encourages us to work through things at the source, you. If seeds in your own mind create everything, then the people you meet are creations of your words, actions, and thoughts. So the point is to cut the root of things that hurt and to cultivate a world that feels good. And it's crazy, simple logic. But till you reach the realization that at the moment someone in your life hurts you and you decide to be kind in return, maybe then the seeds in your mind will stop producing suffering and you will see the love inside of everyone. Sometimes it is a tragic experience that comes to you and you start to really want to get out of pain and that you feel everyone else must also be suffering. So you're able then to love other people because you have some deep tragedy in your own life that helps you to understand that everyone's in a tragic situation in the suffering cycle. So, but tragedy is a perception, right? Love comes when you have a feeling there is something happening to you deep and it's inescapable at the moment, right? You're trapped in a sorrow that you cannot unwind. And you know everyone is experiencing the same. It's like it's a tragedy of emotional turmoil when something in front of you or within you seems like it will not pass. And at that moment you are terrified. What may happen next? Will the pain I have kill me? Will the pain someone else have kill them? You have no choice but to love others and help them find the only way out of any tragedy of life is love for others. Some suffering happens, and then something opens your heart, hopefully. Eventually it will. But you're able to notice at that moment you are suffering. You're able to notice that other people are suffering. You know? It's like when the scorpions here crawl on the wall. You know? And you can think of ways that you can protect the children who are sleeping in the woods with no roof over their head and a multitude of insects crawling near their bed. Why cry about a scorpion crawling on your walls when you could take him out and try to go back to sleep with blankets and a bed and a roof? What about the children who have many poisonous bugs all around them? You know, with no protection at all. I see a scorpion on my wall. I cry for the children, not for me. I pray for them and the suffering. Many cannot open their hearts till tragedy comes. It takes some kind of suffering to notice other people are going through that all the time. And that's the depth of equanimity. We all suffer the same, even the person who hurts you the most. They harm you, and they are suffering, and the harmful quality you experience is not nice, but that doesn't mean you can't love them. Be especially careful what you think of of the people who are hurtful to you or others. Thoughts are the most powerful karma. Unkind thoughts about people linger in your mind because it bothers you, and it is hard to stop thinking about it. The garden that grows from thoughts is more plentiful than just a word in passing or a single punch. Thoughts persist and make a nice fertile field for hatred or love to grow. Just recall why unkindness comes to you, and the kindest thing to do at that moment is to help them. And that's the place where emptiness and compassion meet. If we could love others all the time, Imagine the different walk you would have down the street. Have you ever had the feeling that you loved everybody you see? Everyone. Love. Madly in love with them. One day you will. You will walk down the street and you'll see a crowd of angels smiling at you because you are close to becoming that yourself. Equanimity. It's beautiful. Nulchu Dharma Bhattacharya comments on two kinds of equanimity. One is to go beyond discrimination, prejudice, preferences, etc. in your own life, to end that kind of narrow-mindedness when you walk into a room or walk anywhere, right? Without much thought, when you're walking into a room, down the street, or whatever, without much thought, you establish this attitude towards the group of people in the space you are in, right? You become partial, giving smiles to some, checking some out, you give frowns to others, you're attracted to some, you're not attracted to some, you know the story. You even have a preference whom you like to sit next to, who you want to walk next to. You scan the space with all your senses. Discrimination is like, it's just incredible. It takes over. And according to your taste and distaste, you mingle or not mingle with others. You know? I mean, it's crazy. I mean, when does equanimity encompass all living beings? You start wishing you can help them all, no matter what. Really. You can help them all find happiness. Then maybe you will be able to sit or stand or walk next to anybody on the subway or street or wherever you are and not have a single dislike. Wouldn't that be really cool? With the wish in your heart to free every single living being from suffering, you must see every single living being is equal. There's no discrimination towards anyone. It's beautiful. Everyone needs your love. Every living creature wants to be free from fear and pain. And once you see yourself as having equanimity towards all, that each and every being is ready to bask in the light of your love, then and only then can you become one who can truly love. So it's not only how you see others, you must also see yourself as one who has equanimity of heart. I love all equally. They are equal in their needs and so on. So think of yourself sometimes when you are face to face with the person who hurts you the most, who bothers you the most, and see yourself as the one who will save any living being from a life of harming others, and you will be the one who will bring them to love all beings. You will help them to love with equanimity. The other idea in Nulchu Dharma Bhattacharya says, equanimity in state of mind that doesn't waver from seeing. It's a state of mind that doesn't waver from seeing your own mind as well as yourself, which is the subject, and whatever the mind is focused on, the object, that neither of these are self-existent. They are equal in that way. So to reach a point where you can view yourself and the world both equally, 100%, coming from the seeds you have planted in the past, there is nothing fixed about the existence of you, or the person that is harming you, or the person that is left you. All are made of the same stuff, the projections of your mind, including yourself, all equally a projection. Therefore, there is no difference between you and me and the world we live in. Understanding the emptiness of you and your world will bring you to a state of equanimity in how you treat all beings. The line between you and others starts to break down. The heart opens more and more and more every day. Sweetly thinking, it would be amazing if everyone was happy. It would be amazing. It's infinite love. And not a single suffering being around us. That's infinite compassion. How beautiful it would be if everyone became the angel they dreamed of and never have to meet death again, to infinite joy. I pray that it comes to be that everyone is happy when they're suffering and all have what they wish. And I hope every living being reaches the best rebirth with joy. And I will take personal responsibility to make sure every living being reaches enlightenment. No matter what, I will make it happen, even if no one helps me, even if it costs my life. Please help me, my holy Guru. Please bless my mind to find the power within me to take on the task of loving others in prayer and action. Please help me, Holy Guru. Bless my mind. Infinite love begins when you believe it's possible to become someone who can assist countless people all in one moment. And at first this love is just an idea, but when it gets stronger and stronger, and then one day it explodes into the direct experience of ultimate love. And it'll change your entire life to a higher purpose. Living just to love and to help and to serve others in an ultimate way. Finally then, the prana gets out of the side channels and it goes into the central channel, and the heart chakra opens. The inner winds break free in this crystal clear colored light from your heart. And then for a brief time you can see the face of every living being, not just in our world, but in countless planets. And in this moment you can see how you will spend every hour of the rest of your life and the lives beyond this one, learning just to go and take care of each one of these beings. We are freed forever then from selfishness and forever from wanting anything less than this. In the Yoga Sutra, Master Patanjali describes these 4 infinite ways, sacred ways of love, as emotions which can overcome all spiritual obstacles in your practice. Tat pratisheda artam eka tatva abhyasha maitri karuna mudito pekshanam sukha dukkha punya apunya vishanam. If you wish to stop obstacles, there is one and only one crucial practice for doing so. You must use kindness, compassion, joy, and equanimity. Learn to keep your feelings in balance, whether something feels good or whether it hurts, whether something is enjoyable or it is tasteful. So the 4 infinite thoughts will bring an end to all obstacles, whether it's in meditation or in any endeavor you undertake. Upeksha, between sukha and dukkha. Things that feel good or don't feel good. Between that, you have equanimity. You open your heart towards other people, then you will not have obstacles in your practice of loving others. Infinite love is the main antidote to all your problems and the main cause for all happiness. And you will look upon infinite living creatures on infinite worlds with your own eyes in a single moment and love them all. Om Karuna Ahum, Om Maitri Ahum, Om Mudita Ahum, Om Upeksha Ahum. And never let those 8 worldly thoughts, you know them, diktin chuge, because that will stain the virtue of your loving kindness. So I'd like to just go through those briefly, because they will come. They slip in there all the time. and they will just ruin the virtue of all your kindness and your love. So one, to be happy in a worldly sense when we get something we want. I know. You should have everything you want and you should be happy. But this is about allowing the emotion of happiness, or like it's like a pride of accomplishment that you got something you wanted, that you worked for. And you let that emotion interfere with helping others get what they want. So if you practice well, you will have all the things that make you happy. But the emotion of getting all excited about the happiness that you find, if you get all excited, that excitement dramatically overrides understanding where the joy came from in the first place. And that happiness you are experiencing came by giving joy to others. So if your mind gets lost in the clouds and you can't see the truth of where love comes from, you're consumed in worldly thinking. Gain all you wish for and have it all the time by helping others be happy when they get what they want. It's not that we shouldn't care whether we're happy or unhappy, or if we get what we want or don't get what we want. It's understanding karmic seeds and how to garden them, and you will get everything you want and always be happy, and never should you put up with anything less. Rejoice in the love you have for others as you give them what they wish for. Be encouraged to keep doing it based on what really works. And then, number 2, nor should you be unhappy when you don't acquire something that you want. If you don't get something you hope to get, don't get upset about it. Don't be shocked when something happens. You see, you keep steady in your commitment to help others not to be unhappy when they don't get what they want. If you practice the karmic path and things don't go so good, be patient. Some things take time. Don't get all depressed about it, and let it be an obstacle till you keep practicing. Sometimes before the good result of higher virtue comes, a negative thing will happen. The virtue acts as a purifier. So you have to practice with an unwavering heart, even when difficult times come, because the difficult times are coming due to the past bad karma. But in the end, engaging with kindness always creates wonderful, beautiful things. Don't get too upset when things go wrong, or too high when they go right for a while. Maintain the clarity of mind that allows the garden to grow nicely. 3 and 4. Then be careful to be happy only when you feel well, or unhappy every time you don't feel well. The way you relate to others should never be contingent on how you feel physically or mentally. Don't allow the way that you feel or the emotional state you're in to affect how you treat others. Whether you feel good physically or in pain physically, you still have to have love for other people and to give love. It cannot change just because you have a bad day or you're not feeling well. To avoid having the way you feel take over giving attention to others, then whether you feel healthy or not, feel tired or full of energy, cold or hungry, warm or well fed, you still have to do the right thing as a practitioner of love. Be compassionate to others and worry more about how they're feeling than yourself, and show others how to do the same. That's the key. 5 and 6. Then people will begin to love you for all the care you gave them, and you will be happy when you acquire some measure of fame for that. Or you'll be unhappy when you are not well known for the love you give, or for whatever, right? You know, people will start to recognize you based on your accomplishments. They start raving about how kind you are, and you get all excited about it. And as soon as your fame takes a plunge, and nobody cares, you get all upset and worried about it, and maybe depressed, and actually fall into a slump and help no one. And then you won't have the urge to be loving because no one seems to appreciate what you do anyway. This is a problem. Your current reputation that you have for whatever, for your loving kindness, for your creativity, for whatever it is, right? Your current reputation has nothing to do with your present kindness or music that you play or whatever, but it comes from lifetimes ago. And especially with your present kindness, it has come from when people love you for your love. It came from the love you had lifetime ago. Acknowledge and appreciate the things others do. Be humble about the things you do. Don't look for recognition. Just help others to get well known for their kindness. You know, help them to have confidence about giving love and kindness. And help them to give no matter what kind of fame they may enjoy. And then 7 and 8. To be happy when people praise you and to be unhappy when they criticize us. You have to understand emptiness. I mean, really, that's what these 8 worldly thoughts are about. They become worldly if you are not thinking about them in ultimate reality. Emptiness. Praise others. Criticize no one. Have fun looking for good qualities in others. It opens your heart. Holding on to negative qualities of others in your mind drains your life and serves absolutely no purpose. And the praise or criticism you get has nothing to do with your current behavior. It comes from something other, and you have no control right now. Just do the right thing from now on. In every situation, good or bad, negative, positive, being praised or not, sick or not sick, you're getting things, you're not getting things, people are talking about you, they're not talking about you, forget about it. It's out of your control. It's past. That karma was collected a long, long time ago. You collect moments of consciousness that have already passed, and you pile it together with the present and the future, and you grasp to you, and you develop a series of emotions in connection to the heap of body and mind that you hold on to so dearly. Sure, live in the present and respond with a mind that is thinking of others constantly. Then the future will take care of yourself. Itself. Yourself. Take care of yourself. Take care of you. Don't confuse the mess from the past that you can't do anything about with creating a paradise in your future. That's what taking care of others will bring you. And that's a great way to live. These 8 worldly ideas of things are a reminder of cause and effect, and to not get so emotional to things that are ripening from something you've done in the past. Just be super aware of the current actions you do in response to all the rise and past deeds in your life. Don't spend so much time worrying about past negative karma, or get too excited when something good comes. Most of all, don't lose sight over what you still need to do to be happy. Because we're talking about everlasting happiness, right? Design your garden. Plant kindness. Weed out harming others, and all will flower nicely. If you don't take care of others with an understanding of emptiness, you will fall into those 8 thoughts, which hinge on not understanding the real nature of life. For time with no beginning, I have cherished my life more than I have cherished the lives of others, searching to acquire things only for myself. Still, I am forced by past deeds to endure endless sufferings. Taking care only of myself is the source of all the different troubles of life. From this moment, I will stop new thoughts of looking out for myself to grow in my heart. Caring for others is the root of every good quality that I have. From this moment, I will cultivate thoughts of looking out for others to grow in my heart. And as you open your heart more and more, everyone starts to get happier around you. Spend a life living for others, and all will turn to complete bliss. At some point, the blessing comes, and you will realize your infinite capacity of your heart, of your mind. The mind that you have now and have had from beginningless time is infinite in its way to love. If you look closely at your disbeliefs, your doubts, whether they stem from some scientific research or some religious conviction that there is only one life, look closely at your doubts, but mostly look closely at the possibility. There is a way you can achieve the capacity to stand on a zillion planets at one moment and help zillions of creatures at the same time. Try to just visualize, try to feel, okay, the way you love one person now in your life. The way that love just opens your heart. Feel the sensation you have when you think of that person and the way that your heart chakra feels. Now think of someone else you love, and you can feel that too shift something in your heart. Maybe think of another person, or maybe it's your cat. Just see how far you can go in the amount of people and living creatures that you love now or have loved in your life at some point, and then take a moment to wonder why the amount of people and living beings that you love has to have a limit. Your capacity to love is limitless. And when you bring to mind one person you love in this life, you feel happy thinking you can do something to make them happy. You give them a gift you know that they will enjoy. You take them to eat some food they like, or to some garden that they love. These are simple things of the day. But the thought of that person you love brings you happiness. And if you're not caught in a whirlwind of afflictions because you had some argument with them this morning, right? I'm talking about a good day. When your heart is open and only full of love for them, there's no disliking coming to your mind. And you are happy. You are content. And you are ready to take on one more person that day to love because you're content. It grows. Even within your day, never mind lifetimes. It's countless how many people you can love. And if you could imagine loving infinite beings, then happiness would be infinite. I mean, how do you expand your love? You've got to find it in your heart. You will never run out of love to give. Because if you're giving it, you get more. You never run out. And the more you give to, the more people and living beings you give to, then the capacity to give to more will be there. Once you get past the cherishing of self, really, and you're able to bring to mind one single person at a moment of, cherishing self, you're able to bring to mind somebody when you were blinded by the worries about yourself, the body of yourself, the house of you, and so forth. Me, me, me. You know what I'm talking about. Especially on a solitary retreat. All I see is me. Me, me, me. There is no one else to see most of the time. So in general, the focus tends to be on me, just based on sight and hearing and tasting. When it's time to eat, or I have to go get me a warm coat when it's cold, and so on. Me, me, me. To make the shift in a solitary retreat, to think of someone else when you are hungry, when you are cold, it takes a lot of practice, along with the wisdom of knowing what will really keep me warm is helping others stay warm. One night, uh, this winter, at the beginning, first turning on the heater, um, and the winds were blowing. I was setting up the propane heater for the winter. And the winds, of course, were blowing very strongly, just to add a little to my fun. But the pilot light kept going out, and we were heading into a deep retreat in a few days. And then the maintenance angels wouldn't be allowed to come in anyway. I had 2 days to figure out the problem and get some help so I didn't have to go through 2 months of no heat. And it's in the middle of the night, and I kept lighting the pilot light, kept going out. Anyway, I just sat in front of the heater and did an extraordinary amount of Tonglen meditations and praying for all the cold children here and there across the world and all the cold insects that die in the winter and so on, and singing prayers of warmth for all beings. First of all, I became warm with all the praying and singing because it was cold. And then the next day, I figured out the problem myself, which is pretty amazing, I have to say. I mean, I could have probably unscrewed this and that to fix it, but I figured out what it was, and then someone just came by, which doesn't happen too often, and all was well. I had heat. But you know what? It wasn't because of the moment of prayer I did the night before. There must have been warmth I gave lifetimes ago, and I still have seeds for warmth and so on. You can't stop giving, ever. You can't stop thinking of others when you are suffering. You have to love. Love has to come to your mind, and you have the capacity to give it. And I don't doubt that at that moment of prayer, someone, somewhere, got a nice hug and a good blanket and some heat. The capacity to give and love is infinite, and you have to start somewhere. Just bringing to mind someone when you are unhappy, thinking of ways to bring them happiness starts to untie the knots that are choking your heart. And you just keep clear. Others need much more than you, always. The capacity of our hearts to love many people at once in this life And then to imagine being able to love a whole planet of living beings at one time. In one moment, you can be there to help each one just explore the limitless love that you can give, that you are capable of. Don't limit your mind with the myth of not having the capacity to love lots of people in your life. It truly gives you the energy you will need. You will be happy. You will see others happy too. You just take some personal responsibility. What's the big deal? Really, what's the big deal? To spend a life loving others and giving them what they need. Especially when they come to you. You just give them what they need. What's the big deal? I mean, you can't say it's okay to not love someone because you don't like the way they look. I mean, that's crazy, right? I mean, do you really like the way you look every day? You love yourself. I mean, don't you? I mean, you can't say that you can't love someone because you see them harming others even. Still, you can love them and not love the actions they do. There is no contradiction in that. You can't you can't say that you can't love someone because you don't understand them. I don't know. It just makes no sense to me why we can't love everyone. It really doesn't. There's no logic to having a limit to your love. I know. You still all step into a room or step across the mountain and start dissecting those you like and those you don't like and those you don't even notice. It's automatic. It's just automatic. We're overwhelmed. Imagine being overwhelmed rather than with dislikes, but being overwhelmed with love and joy. That no matter where you walk and whoever you see and whatever living creature is there, you can just see them as a beautiful body of light and love. Do it with one person. You can do it with 2, 3, then beyond your friends, beyond your family. Then you go over to other countries, then you go to other planets. And your heart just grows and grows and grows and grows, and you are in love with every single being. One day it will be. It will be. You have to shoot high. You have to shoot high. You have to set the goal really high. Because that's limitless. That's infinite. But you have to start somewhere. And it is okay to start when you're consumed in your own stress and problems. To realize that others have those same problems. And then you begin to get out of yourself. And then expand the groups, the circle of the ones you love. With outer and inner practices to open your heart. Take them to the highest love, the wish for enlightenment, the place where all have everlasting happiness. Give someone a hug today for me and for them. It will help get the winds into the central channel to loosen the knots that close the love at their hearts. The angel embraces you with infinite compassion. So give that warmth of love as you embrace the life of others in this world. Give your heart. also a single embrace. A gathering of love. Then give it away. I love you.